Hey guys, it's Funk, and today I want to do something different than I normally do for boss kill VODs. You all remember last year I did a Kaiveza talk through. I wanted to do one this tier for Mythic Muggsy. We recently killed Mythic Muggsy on April 1st. As a disclaimer for this talk through, this is before any nerfs happened to Muggsy really, so if there's nerfs and it might change how the boss is done, and in that case the usefulness of this video may not be as good, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, but disclaimer before we get started is I am playing two-handed Windwalker. I'm playing a single target build with slicing winds. And I am hard assigned to the far goon cave. So I pre-place a Transcendence over there before the fight begins. Alright, so we're getting started here. On the pull, standard cooldown stuff. I was getting PI on pull for most of Prague. However, in the last little bit of pulls, we noticed we had too much P1 damage, and I wasn't getting PI anymore. We're going to use Diffuse and Fort Brew to DR the mine pops. For fun, we're just feeling real safe right now. And then I'm going to use Touch of Karma to DR the rocket afterwards. Going back to the town build and Slicing Winds. Slicing Winds is a little bit finicky on this fight for hitboxes. The Muggsy's hitbox is actually a lot smaller for Slicing Winds than you would imagine it is, so you might need to cut it closer than you would think in order to hit him. So for here, we're just cleaving off of Muggsy, and then we want to use Touch of Death on the Rocketeer. Trying to send Strike at the Windlord as soon as possible so that it's up. Because I want to send it as soon as possible after this. Normally you would hold it for your cooldowns, but I'm going to be holding my cooldowns until after the Frost Shatter boots. So I want to just send Strike as soon as possible, so it's off cooldown. First prisons go out here. If you get targeted by one of these, just reactively place Transcendence down where you're standing, and then go to your spot, and then just TP out afterwards. So I go to the front of the boss, Slicing Winds behind him, before the tank mechanic happens, and then I move closer to the fire with boots. I get targeted, and then I play this safer than I probably need to clear, because we didn't need P1 damage, so I wanted to make sure that we just did this mechanic and no one died. Then I pop my CDs here. I'm trying to hold Conduit ideally until the ad is vulnerable. Not to pad, just because Conduit's going to split damage anyway, so I want to make sure that it's doing the full damage. I get a pretty meaty, like almost 14 million Slicing Winds crit because of, in SCF it does more damage. Just doing cooldown stuff here. We're coming up to the first mine pops. How we handled mine pops is we had our Paladin do it on this first one here. I used Diffuse as a defensive, and we have like quadrants assigned for people to soak. Really good blink there by the mage to get the far soak. I probably should have gotten that and rolled out. I'm in my quadrant, but I could have gotten that soak. That was good. This is the immune soak here, so I don't soak this rocket. Only the immune people do. Important to note, you cannot be targeted by the rocket if you have the debuff that makes you take more damage from the rocket. So it's really important that you soak the first rocket and do not miss that, because then you can get targeted by that one and you'll probably die. I make sure to Todd the Rocketeer again. And then I'm trying to send a Strike as soon as possible because, again, I'm holding my cooldowns until after the jails. So, free damage, free usage, pretty much. Here, I'm hard assigned to purple, but I could get swapped and then move to a different marker. In that case, I would call out on Discord or whatever you're using that I got swapped, and the people know that they need to stay in. I Fort Brew the initial hit here, and I made a macro for Provoke on the ad, because there was like it was like an 80-20 chance that he would cast, most of the time he would cast Pay Respects first, but sometimes he would cast Shakedown first. And if I didn't taunt like immediately as soon as he spawned, he could face the Warlock who would not be expecting that. And then they would just die. I also Karma the Goon, and I only Karma'd the Goon because we had 3 people assigned in our cave, right? It was a Warlock, me, and a Holy Priest. So our damage wasn't great because everyone's holding CDs. So if it was just the 3 of us and we didn't have any like extra passengers or whatever, I would Karma for the extra damage. Then I send cooldowns here, pretty standard. And on this Mind Soak, so our warrior tank's assigned to pop the first one. Paladin is assigned is popping the second one without an immunity, and then I am assigned to pop the third one. Usually it's Mistweaver, but I was assigned. I use Slicing Winds to get out there, and then I diffuse. As for what mine I decided to pop, I just, as soon as if I focus on one, and as soon as 3 was called, I just walk into it. And then I need to soak this rocket here. Coming up, we have our immune soakers from the last rocket, soak the last mine pop. I need to soak this rocket here, otherwise I can get targeted with the rocket in the last phase, and that's really bad. Also, this part is very scary. I would recommend healing yourself with Vivify if you have it, because I almost die. Like, I legit almost just die here. Also, if you get targeted with this Rocketeer beam, you can send Fort Brew to survive, because it's very scary. But here we're just holding damage. I'm just healing, and you're going to see me purposely walk to the other side of the boss. This is because the intermission's weird. It's split into, he does Bullet Storm, right? It's split into physical and magic. So you're going to see me walk through the physical part, because for some reason, the physical part gets DR'd by Dance of the Wind, but does not remove the stacks. Also holding CD until afterwards, so I pot. After I go through the Bullet Storm, bang, bang, do all my cooldowns. So that strategy is only ever really useful on the first and third. The second one isn't useful. You see I get stunned, I just human racial out of it. Human racial pretty goated on this fight. And the third charge here is going to be a good one, and then we're going to just walk through the physical part of it and then be fine. I'm also going to send Karma towards the end here, because again, it gets pretty scary. I want to make sure that we're like kind of full HP, because I'm assigned to the first mine pop of this phase, and if you aren't like full HP when you pop the mine, even with Dance of the Wind, you will probably die. So I want to just play it safe. So I Karma, and then I get ready to pop here. I try to find the first brown circle that I can find, pop instantly, diffuse magic. My roll kind of gets screwed up there, but it's fine. And then I just move out, heal myself, try to find any mine soaks, and just stand and soak them. We're just trying to live here. This is the most dangerous part of the fight. I end up saving Health Pot, which is kind of nice. And then I pre-place my Transcendence before these jails go out. And then I Fort Brew the initial hit. And then for this one, we're not really trying to hold, because on the previous jail, we were trying to hold until our damage. We didn't want to kill the jail too fast, because then we can get Frost Shatter Boots if we get knocked out too early. On this one, kind of just do as much damage as you can, because the faster that you can kill this thing, the faster you can get out and then start healing, and it's not as scary. I also send Todd on this, which is kind of nice, because I get the damage buff. TP out. The Rocketeer is kind of in a shitty place, but it is what it is. So on this finger gun, we do it differently than other guilds. We aimed it to the left, because we're only concerned with the close ones. We just want to kill it. So we change that to stun them close. I pop my cooldowns as soon as they become vulnerable and just delete these ads real quick. I'm kind of feeling okay, because I have the conduit DR, so I'm not feeling too bad. We do a mine pop. So we had a weird thing happen where we did a 1 mine pop, and then the second mine, we have this bug where the mine would bug out and just constantly refixate people. As you see, like, it's constantly refixing people. It can't move for some reason. It can't make up its mind. So it is just spam fixating people. And now here we're baiting the mines, moving slowly. Make sure you do not greed here. Do not pop a mine. It is very bad. Then you want to pre-position near the fire. Clear, and then I just go far, because the boss is Omega low. I can just play it safe, and so I do. And the boss dies. So that's kind of our kill. Hopefully there's some nuggets of information in this that are useful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.